morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Friday.
Good
Happy
morning.
Friday. Somebody
Or,
yay.
Made it.
or
Yes.
TGIF.
We right. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Do
Amen.
people still go to Friday? You remember that restaurant TGIF Friday? I don't
I
hear
was
people.
Well,
closed down, so I don't know.
yeah, we haven't had one in years.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because
It's
we
in
still have one.
Saginaw, though.
Yeah, we have one here, but I never hear people talking about it like it used to be a big thing back in the day.
We were
Yes.
really
On
sad
Friday.
when it closed because that was like the spot to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was
Created
good.
the spot, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yes. After work, social, and thanks
Mhm.
God it's Friday. They had good, what is it, wings? I think they had really good wings.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, to me, all their appetizers were good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
we would just go
it
and get.
was.
Mhm.
Look, I don't. Well, this is the day. Let's just say this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. We're thankful to be here, thankful to be in the land of the living, thankful for this week. We really had a good week. Really had a
Yeah.
good week. Really, I really enjoyed Believers Bible Book Club up on yesterday. Getting used to that time at 7 o'clock was a thing. Getting used to that time. So, but other than that, we had a good time. We had a good time. And, just some minor adjustments, even with Morning Glory, we just have some minor adjustments. And it's been
Mm-hmm.
working out pretty good.
It
Did
sure.
you
Right.
have time to share it this morning?
Yes.
Share the live this morning?
Oh, yes, I will. I actually it feels good coming back, getting back in the routine of things.
Yes, it does. Because you know what? And it was missing. It
Yeah.
was something that was missing. It was. Latasha Esther says, "Good morning, beautiful women of God. Good
Good
morning, lovely.
morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning." Yes, so we do have a possible guest this morning. She haven't made it yet, so we're actually waiting on. Did she get back with you or no?
She has not responded back, but I'm pretty sure she will. She'll probably jump right on. She's been
Okay.
really
Well,
good.
yes, we have Jasmine Flowers that will be joining us. She's also one of the BTS award winners for Media Personality of the Year. Our topic today with her, she's going to be talking about finding yourself,
Hmm.
finding yourself. And I thought about that when she's trying to find. Well, matter of fact, let me show you a few videos before we go into it, just to get you familiar and excuse the language on one of these, and I couldn't bleep it out. I didn't have time, but I want to, we take people as they are. But
Yes.
we never heard it before. We done heard these things before, but it ain't that vulgar or anything. But anyway, I want to show you who she is before she even comes on. She's an awesome woman. Uh, she's actually she's very talented, and that's what I like about her. And sometimes you some things that you just call into things, and it just be fluent. You don't have to work hard. That's what she seems like. She doesn't have to work hard at what she do because I believe that she's called to do, and she's in her purpose. But
She
let me show you a couple of videos just for you all to get familiar before she comes on.
Is my 39th birthday. If I'm honest, it's not a happy birthday. I'm not sad, but it's just not a happy one. And I gotta fix that shit. And it has nothing to do with the age. Because ever since I was a kid, I would tell my sisters all the time, I can't wait to be 40. I just knew that in my 40s, life would make sense. But I'm like, how can it make sense when life doesn't make sense now? Like the person that I am now is literally the person I said I didn't want to be when I was 15. But I fuck
mm,
around and manifest the life I didn't want. Like that realization is kind of, it's messing with my mind. In retrospect, it's not one single moment that I can go, yeah, it went wrong there. It's like an amalgamation of things. My 30s have literally been the worst time period in my entire life. And
Mm.
it's just like, I can't spend another year down bad like this. I literally don't have the answer. I don't. I have a plan. What I do know is that I can't stay here any longer. I have to have a better life And I'm responsible for giving that to myself. So happy birthday to me.
Wow. How many of you been through that period in your life where you it's just ain't, you don't have it together? I know she said in her 30s was like the worst time of her life, her 30s. And I can remember even with myself relating to that, didn't really find myself until I was 40. Like in my 40s, I just began to really find myself. And it was a process, and it took a minute, even in that, in my 40s, it took a minute, Oh, I'm sorry, that's Joy. Yeah, it took a minute. But the Lord, because a lot of people have different process and methods that they take, to find themselves. And I think that the only way we really could and can find ourselves is through the one that created us, through God, and that's how I began to yield to the process of that. When I turned 40, that was the time when I had really began to come out of abuse, come out of and really see my worth and begin to, take a stand for myself instead of, yielding to everybody else or doing what everybody else wants you to do. How many of you can relate to that, what she's saying, in your 30s? Do you remember yourself in your 30s?
So I was like, I felt like Elder Dion was finna say something. I'm just 36, so but I do feel like when I was in my 20s, and I guess because I have gone through so much already, pregnant, having a baby at 15, married at 19, then 23, I was like, Lord, if I see the age of 35, I'm doing so. Like, I did not think that I would see 35. Crazy, I know, right? But when I came, but when 35 hit, it was like a whole new life for me.
Yeah.
Like, I just started seeing things different, and I was like, Lord, thank you for 35 years, because I just felt so old. So I kind of felt what she was saying in
Yeah.
that video, and she will be on. Sorry, I had to get off. That was she and I. She'll be on in
Okay.
just a few. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen. Yeah, I went through a strange time at 40s. My 40s was strange. I didn't think I would take the detour in my life that I took in my 40s. My 40s was a detour away from the things of God, which is a very weird detour it was weird for a person um like me that had been steadfast for quite a time in the things of God. It was a strange time. And so here I am 54, and I was awakened again in my 50s. I was, God detoured me back to where he was. He lit that path up my steps. He ordered those steps back to where he was. So that was really a blessing. And your life can take so many
Detours.
dips and turns and valleys and hills. It is not just a straight path. Even following God is not a straight path. You know, we walk through the valley of the shadow of the death, but we fear no evil. So our path is not just this bright, beautiful path and everything works out okay. We have to work those things out. So, it's just nobody knows where their rough patches will be. You don't know what
Right.
decade you'll be in of your life when the rough patches hit. It can be something new in every decade, good and bad. So it's called life's journey.
It doesn't have to happen in your 30s. It can happen in your 20s. It can happen in your 50s. It can happen in, whatever time it
60s.
happens, whatever time it happens. And I think that the thing is finding your identity,
Yeah.
but once you get that, you get ready to, and you really acknowledge that I don't know who I am. I need to find my identity. I need
Yeah.
to realize because if you don't know your identity, then anybody else can tell you who you are. You know what I'm saying? You try to become other people because we see that even in the youth. You know, they don't know their identity, so a lot of them have identity crisis, and so they're trying to figure themselves out.
Right.
They're trying to figure themselves out. You know, so we all have that point where I guess we'll have it is a come to Jesus moment or just a moment to ourselves. Like, you know what? I don't know me. I don't know me, you know, and I want to know who I am. I want to, and see, all of us have, like, I guess, let me say, because different testimonies in that. Because what I did, I found out throughout my life, like, I'm like Joy. I had never been by myself
Mm-hmm.
with a guy, you know, and then children. So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have time to find me, you know, I
Right.
didn't have time
And,
because
Right.
it was
and
all
some,
about other people. Go ahead.
right. And sometimes it is later in life when you actually find, because I know people that's in their 40s and 50s, they don't really know who they are. They're
Real.
not living their true, authentic self. For one, you need to heal. If you've gone through any trauma, you need to heal before you can even attempt to, you know, live life, because you need to get past those things so you can, you
Yeah.
know, live your life and live for yourself and not for other people.
So at what point, you know, I think that's where it is too, because at what point do that happen?
Okay, so for
That's
me,
what you're saying, everybody different. That's what
right,
Dion's saying, everybody different. So go ahead.
right.
Yeah.
So for me, it was at the age of 23. It was when I got that divorce. When I got a divorce at 23, it was me and my kids, my three kids. And it was, you know what? I gotta find Joy. I need to know who Joy is. You know,
Yeah.
I knew earlier in my life, you know, how we plan our life to be without kids, but I had a child at 15. So of course my life changed. And then, you know, getting all that together. And then it was at 23 when I realized I gotta get myself together. You know,
Mhm.
it's like a new life, almost like a fresh start, you know, of things.
And I
Right.
So
just
go ahead, Sister Stewart.
I just want to say sometimes even older women, older women don't have it together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't know who they are. Yeah,
Like
because the whole topic is finding yourself. Do you
Yeah.
feel like you found yourself? Do you all right now where you are right now? Do you feel like you found yourself?
I feel like I'm finding myself.
You still finding
Yeah.
yourself.
You know,
Dion, what do you feel? You feel like you're still finding yourself?
Yeah, I believe that I'm still processing through the fullness of who God called me to be and me coming into alignment with. So I believe they're still emerging. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Mhm.
have I just fully come into myself? No, I don't feel like I fully. I think God is still revealing, because I think if He just put it all on you at one time,
Mhm.
um, that would be very explosive. So I think God slowly reveals. I'm sure there's things you're doing now that you wasn't doing 2 years ago because you
Right.
didn't see that part yet. So I believe we're becoming. If I could use a word, I would say the word would be I am becoming, which means I'm still uh coming forward with all the things that God have in store. I'm seeing a clearer picture. I see in part, so I don't even see the whole yet. So I think there's so much more that God is doing with each and every one of us that we'll be seeing it for a while. We'll be
Yeah.
seeing it for a while.
Okay. Well,
You
let me say mine. Go ahead, Joy.
know, I wrote down two words that you said. So if y'all ever see me writing, I have my pen and my paper,
Yeah.
because that's the best thing that you said, revealing and becoming. So I
Yes.
really can relate to that. Those
Mm-hmm.
two words, because that's the best way to describe it. Because if you're ever at a point where I don't think no one fully gets to who they really are, it
Right.
changes, especially when you're walking in your purpose. You know, God
Yes.
elevates you. Thank you, Holy Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that now maybe I'm gonna go off a little bit because I think you know who you are. Because like now I can say I know who I am, but I'm study evolving because through the life changes. Right. So I believe that we're gonna change, but that doesn't take away the fact that I know who I am.
Yeah.
I gotta know who I am to stand in my worth.
Right.
I gotta know who I am in my true identity. You know what I'm saying? So I know that now. Now that's what I didn't have in the past.
Yeah.
I didn't know who I was, but now I do. I know who I am. I am a child of God. So, but I'm still evolving into, you know, as we evolve, as we get older, I'm experiencing different things. You know what I'm saying? About different, like menopause. Let me just use that for an example. At my 40s, I came into menopause. Right. So that's something that I had to, you know, adjust myself to, but that doesn't take away the fact that I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? So when I come into my 70s, I'm going to experience that age difference. You know, I'm experiencing the changes in my facial, in my body. You know, I'm evolving. I'm moving along with time, but I still know who I am. Now, I didn't know that at first. I didn't know, you know, so that's why I said I agree with you to disagree a little bit on me not knowing, because I can say now, because in the past I really actually didn't know who I was. You know, and for me to know now, you know, I'm walking in the authority of who I am.
Yeah.
But study allowing the change to take effect, you know, the process to take effect in my life. So Joy, go ahead.
And I think you said something key too when you said actually knowing your, like, you know who you are, and you know to know your worth, to know your value, to know what you will put up with and what you won't put up with, and that's from anybody. Boundaries is I guess the better word to say.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I can say no, I don't. I am still. Yes, I'm definitely still evolving. I know whose I am. I know.
And that's honest.
I know where I am right now, but I am still becoming. I'm still unfolding layers of who I am.
Still in that process of God.
I'm still because you can say I just had an awakening in my 50s. I'm just 54. So it's not like the picture is not completely blown up in terms of who I'll become. I should say that. I'm still becoming. So who I'll become, I'm still blown away every year.
Wow.
I'm still blown up. I'm seeing a new part of me I hadn't seen. So I'm like, wow, who is she? You know, who is this girl dedicated to the things of God? Who is she? I'm still finding out who she is.
You know what? And that's something though, because it lets you know that it is a process. And everybody's process is different. Everybody's time factor is different when God will reveal that. You know, I started in my 40s. You in your 40s. I was already in the church. I'm not going to say that because I was in the church, you know, but you know, it's a difference when you understand that the church is in you. It's a difference when you realize and somebody ain't make you go to church and all that. But when you know, take the time and in yourself begin to deal with yourself. I started that at 40, dealing with myself, you know, and not me really doing it. God did it. I yield to the Lord because that's the only way that I was going to know me is through my creator, through the one who created me.
Right.
He's the only one can show me, tell me who I am. But listen, we got Miss Flowers on here. I can't wait. So we're going to get into it and we're going to see her version of, you know, finding myself, what it means to her. It's her topic. Let's get her on here. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, everybody. First of all, I apologize for being late. I'm so sorry for being late.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
We're glad you're here. Yes, she is. She's very beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And talented and very talented. I'm gonna tell you, I really admire you. I don't know, I know you're on the quest to find who you are.
Yes.
But you're doing good. You're powerful without even knowing. If you don't know when you do know who you are, listen, they better be afraid.
Oh, they better watch out.
They better watch out, because if you're doing what you're doing and not really knowing, you know what I'm saying, and you're still finding, oh my God, you can't do nothing but go higher. You know?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes. So let me show them a video. This next video, I want to show them of you, and then we're going to go into questions, as we got you for about 40 minutes. So but let me show them this one. You all just look at this and then get your questions together for Jasmine.
Hello, my name is Jasmine Flowers. I am a media personality and red carpet correspondent. I speak to people every day about the highlights of their lives and the low moments. But life changed for me when I became super transparent about my own unhappiness in my life. Today is my 39th birthday. And if I'm honest, it's not a happy birthday. I'm not sad, but it's just not a happy one. The support was truly overwhelming. I embarked upon a journey I am calling Finding 40. Intention, discipline, and winning at life, and challenging my growing like-minded community to join me in loving our bald-headed selves so much that the hope for happiness is no longer a dream, but a reality that they were able to activate through truth and transparency. We are a growing community of life doers, and I absolutely love it here. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.
Isn't she gorgeous?
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Oh,
your energy is amazing.
It is.
Like I went on your TikTok. You probably said this girl just gonna heart everything. I started liking all your videos. I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, she met this person and this person and this person. I was like, okay, yes, I love it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes.
I can't believe some of the things I'm doing and like where I'm trying to go to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we're gonna get into it. For those that don't know you, tell them a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. So I'll just start out with I am a HBCU grad, and y'all gonna have to forgive the voice. It's been some things going on, but I went to Clark Atlanta University. My whole background has always been in entertainment. I went there for mass comm. Then I have a master's degree from Full Sail Entertainment Business. The plan was to be a producer and director in film. Life happened. It got in the way. I was extremely shy growing up, and I really didn't think I had what it took in the beginning of my career. I remember I worked the opening of Tyler Perry's studio. It was actually on my birthday, October 4th, 2008, and I was standing right there. And I remember I walked away from film because I didn't think that I had what it needed to be in the industry. I was so quiet. I was so shy. And you all know that is really not the type of energy you can have when you're working in film. So I stepped away for a little bit, got a regular job. And then the calling to be in entertainment was so loud that I was like, okay, give it another shot. And I did. I gave it another shot. And I've been freelancing in film and those things. But about 3 years ago during the pandemic, I actually ended up, I never saw myself working in front of the camera, doing any of the things that I'm doing right now. I started a podcast a few years ago, but that was still like, it wasn't too much in front of the camera. But about 3 years ago, I started writing for a blog called I Hear That Girl. And honestly, it changed my life and catapulted me into where I am today, where I was only supposed to be like a beauty writer for her. I had never written for a blog before. But I was like, why not? Like, let me just give it a shot. And she had an opportunity for entertainment events. And I told her, I said, I'm honest, entertainment is really my thing. I was like, I love beauty, like fashion, hair, makeup. That's great. But my whole thing is entertainment. So if you have opportunities over there, like I would like to be considered. She put me on an entertainment opportunity. I went out and I was like, okay, I think this is where passion and purpose align for me. And I was like, this is what I should be doing. And it just really, it opened up a whole new world for me. So 3 years later, September this year will be 4 years that I've been doing this work, media, red carpet correspondent, and a media personality and host, and I absolutely love it. I have gotten into rooms and met people that I never thought that I would meet before. I have, like I said, I grew up really shy. So to see myself actually speaking in front of large crowds or going up to people, getting opportunities, I can't believe it. And then 3 years after entering into media, shout out to Jazz, I end up winning.
Yes.
Which I really could. I was like, I've only been doing this for 3 years, and I'm already. I started telling people I'm an award-winning journalist and media person.
Award-winning.
Yes,
yes.
I am. I'm loving it, and I'm just trying to continue to grow in my career and really take my work to new heights. Because, like I said, I feel like this is where passion and purpose have aligned.
Hallelujah. Amen. Amen. That is so awesome. Let me ask you, can you share a significant moment and experience that has played a crucial role in your self-journey, in your self-discovery leading up to this point? And what's the methods that you're using? Because we know you're finding yourself. What is the methods that you're using to find yourself?
So it's a few one. And I think that changed my life. The one that I had just said before was working on the set with Tyler Perry. That kind of changed my life and made me kind of go into myself and say, you need something else. Like you need to be different or whatever. But the second one was in October. I turned 39 years old in October 4th. And I had always just used my platform to be, I guess, to give my audience the things that I wanted them to see. But when I uploaded that transparent video, I was talking to my audience about, and it had nothing to do with turning 40. I always want to make sure I tell people that it's nothing to do with the number. It's just because if I'm honest, as a child, as I said in the video, I've always wanted to be in my 40s. Like I'm absolutely looking forward to it. I have about 7 months and a few weeks until I turn 40. I'm literally doing the countdown because I'm super excited to be entering into this new phase. But I just felt like I was not where I needed to be in order to turn 40. I was like, I've been gifted with 39 years. And I think that time is the most precious gift that we have. You know, as we go along in this life journey, you don't know how many moons you're going to get. And so I really was thinking about how I've used these 39 years. And I was like, yeah, this is not the life that you should have as a 39 going into 40-year-old. So I decided that I was going to be really honest and transparent with myself. And what was interesting about that was so many other people felt the same way. And it was almost as if the video, I guess, kind of gave it was a sign for other people to do the same and be honest with themselves too, because I do think that sometimes we get into this whole thing of kind of like masking our true feelings and just moving on to get through the day sometimes. And sometimes that feeling that should just be a momentary feeling of, let me just get through the day. Sometimes it turns into 10 years, you know, and you're just like, oh, I have not focused on myself. You look around, you haven't done any of the life goals that you want, or the life goals that you hit weren't necessarily everything that work out. So it's like, you do need a strategic life plan. You do need to activate your life. And so when I started examining how many people had been reaching out to me, like, oh, I'm going through that myself, I was like, you know, it's a lot of us who we don't know where we are, we don't know where we're going, and we just haven't activated our lives. So I started my Finding 40 journey where I was like, you know what? I'm going to find myself. I'm going to become the woman that I always wanted to be when I'm in my 40s. And I was like, it's going to be a journey. You know, like, I don't expect to hit it on October 4th, 2024, but it is being intentional about my life. And then I open up that opportunity for other people to come along this journey with me. Because I always say, like I said in that video, building a community of life doers, letting people know that they're not alone in this journey. If they need help, it's okay to reach out to people and say, listen, this isn't going well for me right now. I need help. I need help finding a new job. I need help losing weight. I need help getting rid of this person in my life who I should have gotten rid of a long time ago. So I started working on a digital workbook and I'll be coming out with a hard copy later, and it's called Finding Myself. And it is a workbook and journal that is asking, like, I didn't want to make a journal with blank pages so people can try to figure it out. I wanted to like offer some type of direction, questions that I'm
Mhm.
asking myself too. But the journal is a deeply personal journal where you are talking to yourself about getting to your best life and being really honest about yourself. Like some of the questions I'm asking are, what is the truth of how you see yourself, honestly? And one of my favorite pages in the book is the kind of like the way that I speak to myself. Get your bald headed up and complete those tasks. Or
Mhm.
I have in the book because I'm like, we need to activate our lives. So that's where I am with that one. I know that was a long way of answering that question, but yes.
No, because it's real. No,
Right.
it's real, and that's what we need to know because everybody I guess hit that pivotal moment in their life where I'm tired of masking. I'm tired of masking. I'm tired of pretending. I want to know
Absolutely.
who I really am. You know what I'm saying? I think we all go through that. Now, on that specific video, you said in the early years of my 30s, I was trapped in a tumultuous relationship, yearning for the escape. You kind of mentioned that. Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Is
Yeah.
that what kind of like pushed you into it? That's where you kind of like lost yourself, or
Well,
elaborate on that.
I was just with someone I should have never even myself now can recognize that I would never even be attracted to somebody at that point. But I do think that you kind of got to think about where you were too, because if you are with someone who you say is no good, well, y'all energies match. So let's be honest.
That's deep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
So I had to recognize that I was no good either, because how
true.
can I look at this person as being, oh, this person is people love to throw around, this person's toxic, this person's that. It's just kind of like, but how did you attract? I don't want people to be like, oh, you're blaming other people. Well, no, it's not about blaming other people. It's just about, like, just look at yourself really quickly and ask,
Yeah,
how
yeah.
find this person attractive? Like, what was in you? And that's the question I had to ask myself. Why did you even get this person? So I knew, because I was kind of, like I said, shy, kind of late doing everything. And
Mhm.
that was like really my first relationship. But
Mm.
I had to leave when every time I would see my ex number on my phone, I would have to take a deep breath before I answered the phone. And
Wow.
I remember I had gotten to a certain point where I was like, just make it to 9 o'clock. And my mother was sick at the same time. I had a lot going on. And so I was like, just make it to 9 o'clock. You can go to sleep and then you can just get up and you'll just have to get through it the next day. And it's okay. But I remember telling myself, yeah, so no, we're not going to do that. We're
Mm.
not doing that. You're not going to just make it to 9 o'clock. You need to make decisions about how to get rid of this person. And then you need to get yourself back together. And I remember when the situation was finally over, when I was just finally like, I'm good.
Yeah.
And I had spoken to my ex about maybe like 2 months later, about 60 seconds into I thought I did all this work where I'm like, oh, I'm great. I'm good. Like, I'm finally over the situation.
Yes.
60 seconds into the conversation, screaming at the top of my lungs at my ex. And when I had gotten off the phone, I was like, whoa, that was like, you need a lot more work than you thought. And I remember I went
Mhm.
on a 3 year, I'm not talking to anybody, because I remembered at that time too, like how, I guess this is why people say the dating scene is so trash, because I remember at that time I kind of felt like, well, I don't really take anybody seriously. I just want to treat people badly. And speaking to my ex, I recognized that I had a lot of trauma and issues going on, and I needed to figure out and question why I had even ended up with someone like that, and how I had become so low myself. And for 3 years, I just focused on me.
Yes.
And then I
That's
entered
good.
in.
Uh-oh.
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 Oh,
Can you all
there.
hear me?
That,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Go say that last sentence again. Say that
Uh-oh.
last.
I can't hear
Can
you all.
she?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Hang on one second. I don't know what knocked
Go out and come
this
back in.
off. Hang on.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, this is good.
I've heard someone else say that before. like when they were at a very low point, they look at themselves and they be like, now how did I even get here? Why
Right.
did you know?
You know what I used to say? I was in a coma.
Right.
Right.
I had to be
That's
waking
how
up.
you feel.
Yes,
Right.
yes, because you don't
I
see me. You know, like what?
it's a fall.
Like how did I even allow myself? Because you know, and a lot of times it don't even be your type or nothing. You be like,
Right.
here for
It
real.
was at a low point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Hey y'all, I don't know what
Okay, yep,
Yeah, that's fine.
we got you.
just knocked me off. but yes, that's sorry about that. But yeah, that was essentially what happened with that situation. But yeah, recognizing that you guys
They did it again. She don't hear. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. And it ain't. Yeah, I don't know what her. It keep popping out.
Technology.
No more tears, Terry. And she says, I can relate to the
Like,
coma. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Until God wake you up, because you know, I used to say, I said, you know what, and you know what, and jumping from rebound relationships too.
oh
Hold
yeah.
on a second. Didn't have time for yourself. Let me see if she coming.
okay, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you
Yeah.
now.
Okay, I can hear you guys too. I don't know.
I have
It's
a
okay.
question before I forget. Are you having a big 40th party?
You know what? I'm still trying to decide. I think I do. Yes, I am. I've been going back and forth. I think I said a couple of weeks ago that I was gonna have a party. So last year I had this I had this party where I just asked my friends. It's this restaurant here called La Parillas. We call it La Porillos because we're crazy. But I asked my friends to dress up as a, you know how we always have these big like entertainment events that happen every year. I think the Shade Room does like a calendar of some of the craziest things that happen each month. So I asked my friends to dress up as an event that happened last year. And that idea kind of went crazy when I introduced them all in a video. And I was like, I think I want to do that again this year, but a little bit bigger and just invite more people out and just say, like the theme, especially since my birthday is in October, the theme is you have to dress like an entertainment, huge event that happened in 2024. And so I think I'm trying to think about it. I was like, I may want to give away like something to the person who's the best dressed or something like that. So I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
I'm all about celebrating birthdays,
Me too.
so you
Me
just
too.
let me know. And I didn't invite it myself. We all want to come celebrate with you.
Listen,
This party is big.
yes,
It's big.
all
You
of
know,
y'all will get an invite. I promise.
I love celebrating birthdays.
Oh, it's awesome. Any other questions? Any other questions you all have? Or?
Yeah. So I just when I found out who you were, and uh just lost my, Latricia was like, Joy, I want you to reach out to Jasmine Flowers. I was like, okay. So I started doing my research and I started looking at your TikTok. You probably noticed when I started looking at your TikTok, I started watching your videos and hitting the like button. And it's just amazing, like how you said that you were shy. I would have never gotten that you were shy because it's just like it's natural for you.
Yeah.
And just, like you said, you've been in rooms that you never would have thought you were. So how do you make the contact?
When I go into rooms now, I don't care who the person is. Like
That's
if I don't care. Like if I whoever it is, I would walk up to Beyonce and ask her for herself number. I definitely would. Because I always feel like if you're in the room, like I always tell people, I don't suffer from imposter syndrome because if I'm in the room, I'm meant to be there. You know,
right.
and I truly feel that way. I got in the room, that must mean, and I mean, there have been some rooms I have gotten into. I put myself in that room because I was not confirmed to go. But I just feel like you have to take these opportunities and you have to go after things because you're going to feel so bad about yourself when you get home and you are like, I should have talked to that person and got that person number. It's too late now. Like, get it while you're in the moment. So I make a mental note of, let me just go and talk to this person and ask them what's going on. And when people are asking me, so, are you concerned that they won't? No. The worst that somebody can say is no, and that's negotiable, except for one, not negotiable.
Yeah.
But a no is negotiable. You can always kind of talk someone into something, and if they don't, it's okay. It's okay.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
It's all right if they don't want to give you their information, or even if they give you their information for the time being and they don't answer you back. It's okay. I have silently stalked people for a year, and they finally get.
Right. So you have to be
persistent.
Yeah, persistent, and not wear your feelings and emotions on your shoulders. Absolutely. And be able to accept some rejections and delays and overcome your fears. Really, actually, that's really what you did. You overcame your fears. You just did it anyway. That's my motto right there. If you whatever you fear, how you gonna overcome it? You just got to do it anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
You just have to do it anyway. Like, I am a naturally fearful person of everything. And growing up shy, I was just afraid to speak. I was afraid that I didn't think that my voice was valuable. I have a blog, and I wrote in a blog once. My mom used to always tell me that when I was a child, an infant trying to learn how to walk, or toddler, she said that I would, as long as I recognized somebody was walking with me, I walked just fine. The minute that I recognized I was doing it by myself, I will fall. That's literally how I've been all my life. Like, I have, if someone's with me, I'm more confident because I was afraid to stand on my own. And then when I recognized I was by myself, it's like, oh no, sit down. And I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. I will always tell people my natural way is being a little afraid and timid. So I literally have to just say, Jazz, do it. And so that, like, I had to become a go and get it type of person. That is definitely not natural to me, but also no one's gonna find me sitting in my house.
That's right.
Recognize my dreaming by myself. Nobody.
Wow.
You have to make yourself known to other people. And I always tell people, it's okay if someone does not like you. So what? It's 8 million people on this earth. Somebody will.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well, you really wear your confidence well.
Thank you. I'm definitely a lot more confident now. Like I said before, because I don't suffer from imposter syndrome, because I belong in these rooms. But it's also, I have a goal that I need to reach. And like I said before, I feel like my passion and my purpose have aligned. And for this passion and purpose, I have to go after it. So it's like, if you sit on a gift, or if you sit on something that you know you're meant to do, it's your fault if time passes you by and you don't get those goals. Yeah. That's your fault. It's a whole bunch of dreamers in the cemetery. I don't want to be there. I was just telling her yesterday, I was like, I want to, at the end of my life, I want to say, you know what? I gave it a good shot. I did everything I wanted to. I said, and I can't either be like, I gave it a good shot and it didn't work, but I'm happy about what I did, or I gave it a good shot and it worked out and I did everything I could do. But what I'll never be able to say, hopefully if I'm granted an older age, 104 is, the time that I say. But I'm like, what I'll never say is I didn't do anything with the years that I was given.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
Yes. Wow. Sister Stafford, Jacqueline Stafford says, I do what I don't want to do until my want catch up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where is now, do you have a relationship with God? So is this something that God put on your heart, or are you leaning towards him for the help to guide you to find who you are?
So I am a believer in God, a higher power. I feel like there's something way bigger than me that's got. I feel like when you can't let something go, you have a calling. Like I said, I tried to step away from entertainment. I definitely gave it a good shot, but it's on my heart. It's something I've always wanted to do as a child. So what I did was I said, well, just guide me in the way that I need to go. Like, just show me what I need to do. And like I said before, in 3 years, I have made it further than I did trying to do other things, you know. So and this is why I tell people, you got to really listen to where things are calling you to, and be okay sometimes with what you think is your passion not turning to be your purpose, because it either has to align or you have to find a new reason why you're here. And it's okay being a rapper at 50. It's all right. You know, it's you know, realizing your goals of doing something you wanted to do. And just being like, okay, I'm gonna pivot a little bit. Because like I said, I never really thought that I would be in front of the camera. I thought that my purpose in life was being a director and producer, which is behind the camera.
Right.
And I may not realize those dreams, but this is where I'm supposed to be. And I truly feel like I'm being led that way.
You're in your purpose. And that's how it, yes. And I feel that too, because it's like it's effortless. When you do it, I mean, it's like, look at her go. Look at her, you know, and then the things that you come up with, you're so talented, even in your videos, how you create it. Yeah, media is a part of you. Yes. And I believe that is a gift from God. I really do, because it's just effortless. I struggle with that, but I'm like, look at her, awesome. You and Janario too, as well. I mean,
I love it.
Yes. Yeah. His spirit, we possibly get him on here one day too, as well. But anything else you all want to ask Jasmine?
I do want to ask one more question, because Elder Dion and I were not able to make it to the behind the scene awards. I was recovering from surgery. So I just want you to tell us about the experience, and anyone that may be listening or watching, so they'll be excited to come for year 2.
Let me show the video. Can I show you her expression? Let me show. I do have the video of her winning the BTS award. Now let me ask you, Jasmine. You didn't think you was gonna win, right?
Let me tell you. First of all, when you sent me the email, Miss Taylor, I literally thought it was spam. And I went up to you in that event when you were like, "Did you get the email?" And I was like, "I'm not even gonna lie to you. I thought it was somebody messing with me, because I had never been awarded anything or nominated for anything. So I was just like, okay, somebody's playing in my email yet again." But I remember I told you, I was like, I was going to look at it and respond. Then when you came up to me, I was like, oh, okay. Like, this is serious. This is, this
real.
Is real. So I really, I leaned on my community. This is why I tell people community is a big thing too. Like, even if you don't have a lot of followers, you still influence people, and people, like, whether we believe it or not, people still, when you're a good person, people will still. And so the
respond
about leaning on your community, leaning on your community to ask, hey, will you guys do this for me? Will you vote for me? That's exactly what I did. I remember I sent out all this information to people who have been watching my journey. And I was like, hey, guys, can y'all do this for me? But you got to also make sure that you do things for people too. You can't just come out of the blue and just never done for anybody. So I tell people, like, reciprocity is always like that's a thing.
Exactly.
For the award, Janario and I have been talking about it the whole time. I'm very, very close to Janario. I just met him doing work. He's been the most kind human being I have. If I'm honest, sometimes I can't even believe he's a friend to me, because he's so, like, it's, everybody, it's so hard to meet kind people sometimes.
It is.
In this industry where, I mean, it really lends itself to a competitive nature. And so you're always competing with people, whether you think so or not. But Janario, we will be up for the same thing and still, like, rooting for each other. And that's essentially what we were doing. It was just like, okay, friend. We always like, friend. It's like, okay, friend, either you got it or I got it. But either way, we knew we were going to be rooting for each other. But if I'm honest, I didn't think that I had a chance at all of winning. I was just like, and I did one of those, at least I'm nominated. I was like, I'm right. I was happy actually to be recognized, because I didn't really think it would happen this fast in my career.
Wow.
I go there. My baby sister happened to be in town too. I go there and I was holding up my phone because I literally thought that someone else was gonna get it. And I was like, whoever it is, I'm gonna capture this information for them so they can see their moment. And then when my name was called, I was like, who?
Let me show
Yeah.
up. Let me show up. Let me show up. Let me
Oh.
show up. Let me show up.
It is Jasmyne Flower.
What?
Make some noise for Jasmyne Flower.
Now this is what she did. I think we have to.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even think that I was gonna win tonight because I'm in a category with so many amazing people. And if I could just take a moment, I actually do want to share this with my other nominees. So if everybody who else was nominated can stand up here. Ariel, come on up here. Brooklyn, Denise, Eva, everybody their flowers because we all worked so hard. You guys may see like a 60-second video, but we worked really hard.
Yeah.
I did it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what's so awesome about it to me, and what I saw in mostly everybody that won, they the selflessness. Okay, I'm going to share this.
I
I
got
Yeah.
chills when I just
I
heard
know
that.
I want to share this award.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, God.
Yeah.
And you know, and it gets you back. You're like, Lord, I see why you chose them, because
Right.
it's one thing that God knows the heart of everybody. He
Mm-hmm.
knows the heart. And I was like, oh my God. I mean, the whole thing just really blew me away. It just really blew me away. But I thought that I was giving it away to Jasmine because I said, Jasmine, you got to send me some baby pictures. Jasmine, you didn't know that I was just asking you to do that. I wasn't asking everybody else because, you know, I already knew who won, you know. And I was like, Jasmine, give me this, because she kept, I know when we got to the final, I was like, Jasmine, I need this. Jasmine, I need that. I said, Jasmine, you got to get me this. You got to get me that. Because I knew what I needed, you know, I knew that you had won. But the hardest thing for people that work for other people is to do something for yourself. I noticed that too. So let's speak on that, Jasmine. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I just, well, one, like I said, I was surprised. So I guess I went into it with like I said, I'm just happy to be nominated, but there's no way I'm gonna win. So I hadn't even think to prepare anything because I was like, I guess in a way, like I still do that with myself, but like, I don't want to get my hopes up and it just doesn't happen to me. And I was like, I'm gonna feel so stupid if I prepare something and it's just like, oh girl, not you, you know? When I went up there, I was like, I don't know what to say, but I still always have these people that I work with in entertainment. Like, of course, Janero and I are close. I love Brooklyn. Brooklyn is so fantastic. I didn't know Mo that well, but I've seen Mo out before. She and I have connected since. But I'm like, I know the hard work and dedication it takes to be out here. A lot of times it is, you know, we have other jobs so we can pour into this. But, you know, a lot of times it's going out to events for free and you're sitting home either while you're supposed to be working your job that's paying your bills and you're editing videos or you're sending emails or whatever it is. It's a lot of work. And then, of course, sometimes chasing down people who don't recognize you, they aren't talking to you or whatever. I know the hard work that goes into this. It's definitely a task to be in media. And of course, I'm not complaining at all because, you know, it's not something that we have to do, or I guess, whatever. But it's a lot of work. And that was not lost on me about the other people who are nominated too. And so I did want to take that moment and be like, we're all in this together. Let's share this moment because I recognize y'all too. And I see the hard work that y'all do as well. Like, yes, come up here. I want people to see who I'm nominated with because y'all are fantastic. And I'm like, I look at all of them as, look at what y'all are doing with y'all's careers and what you have gained. Like I know Janero Brooklyn, I believe the two of them went to school for journalism and a couple other people who have been in this role for a minute. I'm like, y'all get up here, come up here and let's share this together. And let's think
beautiful.
all do as individuals. Like, let's celebrate this together. So that was literally what I was thinking at the time too.
Yes, and that shows your heart, though. It did.
It
That
did.
was wonderful that you would share that moment, your moment, with
One
somebody.
more question, because I know we got like 5 more minutes. But out of all the interviews that you have done, who has been your favorite?
You know what? I've done a lot of interviews with people where I would say a lot of people have reached me. This one is a little different. I interviewed the late Jackie O, who is DC Young Fly's. She's
I saw that one.
but the mother of his children and the love of his life. He just posted up a picture of her for Valentine's Day. I was actually at a screening with Issa Rae. I said Issa Rae like I was with her. Let me clear it up.
She was there. She was there.
But I was at, it was like a Spider-Man movie that she was in, and I was, we always working, so I was scrolling on my phone, and I saw that Jackie O died, and I was like, wait a minute, what? And so I was like, I think I have an interview of her. And so I went through my phone and I was like, okay, I do have an interview of her. And it was honestly a little bit ominous because in the interview, she was, well, a few things about that. I felt really bad because when I first saw her, I was like, she is strikingly beautiful. I was actually kind of taken aback because I was like, wow, she's really gorgeous. And I knew she had just had a baby. And I'm a plus size girl, obviously she was, but I'm very cautious of not speaking about people's bodies, but I did that. And it was with the best intentions of telling her, wow, I think like you just had a baby like 2 seconds ago. You look amazing.
Right.
And I thinking about it, and that made her go into, girl, I got on like all of these shapewear, these garments or whatever. And when I went back and listened to the video, I felt bad about myself because I was like, I asked her a question about her body and I should have never done that. Like, brother, it was meant to be a compliment, but also it's just kind of like, oh, you should have stayed away from that. And then from what she passed away from, it kind of made me feel even worse. But towards the end of the video, we went to this thing called Finding Happy with her friend, B. Simone. And I asked her the question of, how do you find your happiness? And she started speaking about her children. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to post this video up because as a person who both of my parents are gone now, I said maybe one day her children will grow up and they will see all of the beautiful things that people have said about her, other than people being nasty about the reason why she died. There was nobody who had a nasty, negative thing to say about Jackie O. And I was like, maybe her children through these videos, they're very young, but maybe they will be able to build an idea of seeing the way people spoke so highly of their mother. And I was like, because in the about 5 minutes that I had to speak with her, she was one of the nicest people that I had ever interviewed. I have been around some celebrities or, cultural shifters and movers who have been very nasty. And she was so nice. And I said, let me post this. But I think it taught me a lesson about, continuing to not speak on people's bodies or anything, whether my intentions are good or not, just staying away from that. But also, I was just very happy for that moment that I was able to have with her because she was incredible.
Awesome. Wow.
Awesome. Great.
Well, we got to
here. Well, so Miss Jazzy Jazz, my voice is wretched too. But I just want to thank you for coming. And you just know how you go motivate the young, the old, the middle-aged women to find themselves. And I thank you. And to come back again.
I would love to come back again because I feel like I need a redo because I hate being late. And I talk to reason why I want to take a moment to apologize to you all and the
No, you're good.
Yeah, I'm very.
You were very inspiring.
Thank you.
You are a light. You Janario, I'm telling you, you both are a bright light. I wish I could have showed people Janario's video, but I think we're going to have an opportunity to do that. But you are a light. You are really a light, and I can see, why people are attracted to you. We're getting ready to close. Go ahead, Dion. What was you going to say? Oh, Jasmine, you was going to say something. I'm sorry, I'm cutting people off. Go ahead, Jasmine. Dion,
you all so much for this opportunity. This has been amazing. Thank y'all so much for this.
Thank you for taking the invite.
Thank
Yes.
you for coming to Morning Glory up this
Yes.
early in the morning.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank
We know
you.
it's
Thank
early.
you.
We know
Okay.
it's early.
And we'll have you
Yeah.
again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Leave your information. I know you have a journal. Is the journal ready to be purchased?
It is. It is. So,
Okay, so leave all your information on here, how they can follow you, how they can contact you, how they can get this journal. It's so very important. And tell them the importance on why, they need this journal, because we all need to find ourselves. So go ahead.
Absolutely. So you can find me across all social media platforms. Jasmyne Flowers, JasmyneFlowers. On TikTok, I'm Rogue Jasper because somebody took my name. But in order to find the book, if you go on my link in my bio, it's called Gumroad, and it's a digital download right now. I'm going to be releasing a hard copy soon. A lot of people have been like, I want to actually be able to write. And I'm like, okay, I get that too. But you can go on Gumroad and you can download it. It's $22 to download the digital copy. And then what I'm going to do in the weeks, probably like next week, I'm going to start releasing a lot of videos where I talk about the Finding 40 journey. Finding Myself workbook and journal. And then I'm going to start opening up for people who have purchased the book. I'm going to offer an opportunity for us to go through a few of the pages together if people would like to, open up about maybe some of their tasks or some of the questions that they're asking themselves or where they see themselves in the very near future. So that opportunity will come, because like I said, it's about building a community of life doers and people who want to activate their lives. So I'm inviting people to join that journey so we can be cool, we can be homies, and we can be friends, and we can get our lives to the point where we want it to be.
Amen. That's great. That's
Amen.
great. I want Natasha she says, Jasmyne Flowers, you are a phenomenal woman. Thank you for sharing your story with us.
Yes.
Yes. So you will, we just believe you're going to have a major effect on your community, because God got a community that's connected to you. So we just thank you. We thank you. We thank you. We're going to get off here. We thank you all for joining. You have our information. Make sure you shout out. Make sure you go and download the journal. And we're going to put the information, and we'll put that information up so you can go back and on the YouTube channel and get her information to get her book. And also follow her career, because follow her career. Follow her career. You'll be amazed. You're going to be amazed at what this journey is going to do and what God is going to do in her life. All right. And then hopefully we'll see her next year at the BTS Awards, because you can win a second round. You may be, BTS Awards 2024.
Yes, let's do it.
Yes. All right. Well, God bless y'all. We'll see y'all soon. Have a great day.
Bye. Y'all have a good weekend.